Hello, if you don't know me already, my name is Shayna Renee. I'm a spiritual guide on this planet. I have a lot of tools in my belt: astrology, tarot, manifestation coaching, a lot of things. But the point is, I'm here to guide you all into becoming your best self, your highest self, and living your best life according to you. So, about a week ago, I received a download. I woke up with a message on my heart and I just started writing it down. It's kind of scribbled because I was emotional. I was channeling, but I'm going to do my best to get the message across. That's the way that it was delivered to me. And the topic is progress. And I've named it, I've come a long way. So let's just get into it. Okay. I've come a long way, y'all, and it's been a long journey, and I'm still on it. We all are. And it's so many days that I will wake up and I will look around and I will notice the bank account I don't have yet. I will notice I don't have the house I want. I will notice I'm not living in the ideal neighborhood that I would like to live in. I will notice all the places that I haven't not yet traveled that I want to travel to, amongst so many other things that I don't yet have. And on the morning that I received this message, I had to stop and catch myself. And I had to look back at where I was, not just material in terms of what I have, but spiritually and mentally. 9 years ago, I have come a long way, y'all. Progress, for number one, is not linear. I know we can feel like, we move 2 steps ahead, we get knocked 10 steps back, but it's not like this straight line. And more importantly, it's not measured by the possessions that we have. Am I going to sit up here and be one of those people to tell you money don't matter? Absolutely the fuck not, because we know that it does. Okay? It absolutely does. But when I'm talking about your progress, measuring your progress, we're talking about measuring your progress from the perspective of your soul. Because remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience in a human body. And so, we might need money to live and all of those things and do the things that we want, but the value in our worth, first of all, is not determined by accomplishments and acquirements. But that's another conversation for another day. We're talking about progress, so let's stick to the topic of progress of our soul's journey. We're talking about the growth on this journey called life as a spiritual being. And I'm going to give y'all just a little peek into my story so that you can understand about where I was and where I am. I understand this progress that we're talking about. So 8, 9, 10 years ago, I was heavily addicted to cocaine. Okay, if you understand anything about addiction, it has absolutely nothing to do with the physical drug of choice, because we know that it's not just substance that is addiction. It's something that is within the spirit. It starts within the spirit. But anyway, yeah, I was heavily addicted to cocaine. I let people beat on me. I let people abuse me emotionally in every other kind of way. I allowed people to cheat on me. And then I turn around and beg them, literally be on my knees begging them to love me, to give me attention, to like me, whatever. I allowed my precious little boys, my 3 precious little boys, to be removed from me because I was so addicted to a man. I was so addicted to drugs. I was so addicted to pain and misery. And most of all, I was so addicted to validation, external validation, which is a drug for a lot of people. I did not love myself at all. And if you notice, I did not say, oh, this happened to me and that happened to me. I said, I allowed. I said, I allowed. Right? And I allowed because I did not love myself. That's a whole nother conversation for another day too. We talk about victim mentality and what we allow. But anyway, I tried to buy love. I tried to earn love. I tried to serve my way into gaining the love that I wanted. And I know a lot of you can relate with this, and a lot of you may even still be doing it on these subtle levels that you do not realize you're doing. You can even end up doing this with your children. It's not just with, parents or with partners. And it's a whole lot more I could tell you about my story, but I'm not going to get too far off track here. Another conversation for another day. But today, even though I don't yet have all those things in the bank account and the experiences and the traveling that I want to have, let me tell you what I do have. In the last few years, I got 2 out of those 3 precious little boys back into my care, back into my home. Okay? It's a win. It's a win. Up until January, my oldest, he moved out when he turned 18, which is his prerogative, right? But 2 out of the 3. I have genuine friends who love me, who support me, for me. Sorry, emotional. I never really had real friends, y'all. Like, through a lot of my life, I had friends who wanted to get high with me. I had friends who wanted to party with me. I had friends, you know what I mean, who would support my bullshit. But if I was truly needing somebody, they were not there. So I have genuine friends. I have a man who is by no means perfect. But that man loves me through my imperfections. I will never, ever worry at all about him cheating on me. I never worry about him raising his hand to me. And it has less to do with who I perceive him to be and a whole lot more with who I perceive me to be, because that determines how people are going to treat me and who is going to come into my life. Okay, I have a spiritual practice that elevates me. I have learned to tap into one of my wonderful gifts, and it's called the gift of joy. And what it means is being able to shift into that space of joy no matter what. Now, anybody can learn this, but I am very grateful to have this gift naturally. You understand? Okay, I've developed skills and using my natural gifts to be able to help others and heal others as well as myself, because that's what I'm here to do. I've been clean for 5 years, sober not so much, because your girl likes wine and drink. I try to keep it at a moderate, healthy, balanced level. But your girl likes to drink. But I have been clean for 5 years. As a matter of fact, the anniversary of my clean date passed in May, and I did not even realize it had passed until I was writing this message for you guys. And that in itself, the fact that I didn't even notice the anniversary, was another yet symbol of growth for me, because it's become such a way of life that is completely out of my reality. I've completely transformed that space in me that I no longer count. I no longer even have to think about it, right? And most of all, I have started to develop radical self-love. And what do I mean by radical self-love? So y'all all got them cousins and sisters, that boyfriend and girlfriend, them kids, your mama, anybody that you will ride or die for. You'll go to war for them. You'll do anything, hell and high water. You've got to make the decision to get like that about you, which brings me to the next subject. You know what I mean? I'm still a work in progress. Hell yeah. But I've come a long fucking way. And the next subject is that you guys are asking yourselves right now, well, how do I get from over there to over here? How did you do it? The decision that I made to love myself, the radical self-love, you have to make that decision. It starts inside, because I can sit up here and tell you, I did it by cutting off this person. I did it by quitting this habit. I did it by stopping doing X, Y, Z. And I did start to meditate. I did start to exercise. I did start to, be better to what I was putting into my body, with food and the choices of people I made to be around and things like that. However, it starts in here, because this is the thing. If you have not started to get that waking up or that stirring or making that decision to make this interchange, it's going to be very unlikely you're going to be able to walk away from those situations anyway. And even if you do, you're not going to be able to stay out of them. This is why people end up right back where they were, or new situations that look just like the old one, because it's not a magic wand. Cutting off people or stopping the habits or, removing yourself from situations is not a magic wand to give you healing. It is a step in the right direction to give you the space. You cut these things off to create the space to do the healing. But most often, somewhere inside, you have already started to make that decision. You've already started to wake up by the time you decide to cut off from these situations, these people, because if you didn't, you would still be identifying with the version that picked those circumstances. And as long as your identity, the victim, or whatever it is that may be your identity, that identity chose those circumstances in the first place. And there's no way that you can think differently if you're not identifying differently. That's a whole nother conversation for another day as well. But that is where it starts, that decision. Okay. So if you're struggling, y'all, if you're struggling with, I'm never going to be where I want to be, I'm never going to live the life I want to live, I'm never going to have those things I want to have, I want you to start right now. Right now, I want you to start, and I want you to look at, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, however, maybe 6 months ago, 2 weeks ago, however you want to look, how far back you want to look. And I want you to compare where you were then and where you are now. And you can totally look at your material, possessions or whatever to determine that. But I want you to go deeper than that. I want you to go deeper than that. And I want you to look at, where are you with self-love compared to what you used to be? What do you no longer allow that you used to allow? How are your decisions being made? Are you now making decisions more out of love for yourself than fear of what's going to happen? Are you making decisions more in favor of you rather than, what other people are going to think? Or are you now basing your decisions on it you did that's different from what you used to base your decisions on? What are you allowing and not allowing? These type of things. This is the progress that I want you to measure, because this is the progress that's going to eventually lead to all the other things that you want. This is where it starts. And I also want you to do this exercise because I want you to understand, because if you are still watching this video, if you're still tuned into this video right now, the chances are 9 times out of 10, you are leagues beyond where you were. You have come a long fucking way. You have come a long way. You have come a long way. And if you're able to see the progress that you have made on your soul's journey, then you know that is a reminder that you can continue to grow and continue to have progress. Okay, so I hope that you all got something from this message, and I'm always open to your comments, to your questions, anything you want to add, anything you don't agree with, anything. I want to hear from you guys, because this video, this work that I'm trying to start doing now with, sharing all the things that I know and putting into words what I have for you. This is for you. It's not for me. And so I really would love to hear from you guys and get your feedback. And of course, I'm always open and available for personal, one-on-one coaching. And I have like video courses. I have a whole lot of stuff going on. But please let me know what you got from this video. And I hope it helps you in some way. And I look forward to continue doing this work that I'm doing right now, so long as Spirit keeps leading me to it.